Title: Daddy at Comic-Con Chapter 1. The weekend that changed everything. The elevator doors slid open with a soft chime, and Richard stepped into the bustling hotel lobby of the Las Vegas Grand Resort. He adjusted the collar of his button-down shirt. He'd gone with casual, but respectable. Not that he had any idea what was appropriate for an event like this. Comic-Con. At 65, divorced, and newly retired, Richard had spent his life making responsible choices. His nest egg was comfortable, his investments solid, and his hobbies had always been tame. But after the divorce, something shifted. The quiet house, the long evenings, the realization that the cautious life he built hadn't brought him nearly as much joy as he'd expected. Then came the Pokemon cards. What had started as nostalgia turned into an obsession. And before he knew it, he was deep in the world of high-stakes collecting. His accountant had nearly had a heart attack when Richard cashed out a chunk of his portfolio to invest in rare cards. But it had worked. His collection had already skyrocketed in value. That was why he was here. Well, partly. Richard had booked a luxury suite for the weekend. Why not enjoy himself? But now, standing just outside the exhibition hall, watching the flood of costumed attendees push through the entrance, he felt completely out of place. Neon wigs, capes, painted faces, oversized weapons made of foam. He rubbed his jaw, hesitating. Maybe a drink first. Maybe he should, Daddy. A slender arm slipped through his and Richard turned sharply, coming face to face with the most breathtaking young woman he'd ever seen. Big brown eyes, long, dark hair, a petite, impossibly curvy figure hugged by a skimpy, shimmering Sailor Moon costume that left very little to the imagination, and a smirk, pure, unshakable confidence. "I'm your tour guide for the weekend," she said, pressing against his arm like they'd known each other for years. "Come on, Daddy, let's go." Richard opened his mouth, nothing came out. She didn't wait for him to respond. With a tug, she pulled him forward, leading him straight into the heart of the convention. The show had begun.